my lovelies, welcome back to my platform Dating Books. So this is going to be the last video of the year, and I really did not want this year to pass by without me making this particular video. It's because it's on this book that I read quite recently and I just loved it. It's called The Bastard of Istanbul by the author Elif Shafak, and it's a very famous book, guys. I just loved reading that book and I wanted to talk about this particular book so that you pick up this book in the coming year and read it for sure. Now, coming to the plot of this particular book, the book is largely set in Istanbul and some parts of it in US as well. The protagonist, her name is Asia. She's basically a 19-year-old girl from Istanbul, and she belongs to this Kazansi family. Now, Kazansi family, there's a strange thing that happens there. The family consists of five sisters, and one of them has this daughter, Asia, and they have their mother staying with them, and also their mother's mother-in-law, that's their grandmother. So all these women are staying together. The strange thing about this Kazanzi family is that the men do not survive for long. They die at a very young age due to various reasons. There is only one man in that particular family, that's the sister's brother, who's been sent off to America so that he can survive the longest. So that's about the strange thing about the Kazansi family. They live in Istanbul for a very long period. They have, been born and brought up there. And Asia, she is a very carefree woman. She doesn't adhere to the traditions that these women follow. She's a very carefree girl. She wants to live her own life. But there's one thing, she doesn't know who her father is. Her mom doesn't tell her, and that's the reason, she's basically the bastard. The book's name is The Bastard of Istanbul. She's the protagonist of this book. And her life is so carefree, like I said before. Her mom was just 19 years old, just like she is when she had given birth to Asia. And she has this group of friends whom she meets regularly at a particular cafe, and they talk everything. She meets them very regularly, and they are her little world basically. And there is another character in this book which is whose name is called Armanush. Now this girl is from the US. She is kind of related to this family. Basically their son, the five sisters brother, who's been sent off to US, he gets married to a lady in US who's a divorcee. Now her first husband was an Armenian, and Armanush is her daughter from her first husband. Armanush is also, similar to Asia, very carefree, and she kind of starts dating men. She's a little bit geeky, a little bit nerdy, and she is kind of close to her father's, her actual dad's family, like her grandmother and her dad's siblings and all. She kind of frequently catches up with them, meets them up, and has a chit chat, stays over at their place, and shares a very good bond with that particular family. Now there comes a point in time when Armanush actually wants to explore the roots of her ancestors. That's her grandmother's, roots. She wants to understand where her grandmother is from. Basically, she was also from, Istanbul. So she would like to visit Istanbul on her own and visit the place where her grandmother stayed, understand the cultures and traditions of Istanbul, and she would like to visit this particular country. But she knows that her family, that is her mom and her stepdad, are not going to allow this for sure, and hence she just packs her bag and doesn't tell anybody, takes the first flight off from US and comes to Istanbul. So that's what she does. Now, the reason that she visits is also because she's part of this online chat facility, where a lot of people they discuss the history of Istanbul and Armenia and the war that had happened, what all things took place, the hatred, the outcomes of it. So this goes on for a very long period, and that's the reason she wants to understand the history in detail and comes and visits Istanbul. She just lands up there at her stepdad's house, that is the Kazansi family's house. She introduces herself, and that's when they actually know that he's kind of married, and he has a stepdaughter with him, and they're kind of shocked to know about it also. But they're very welcoming. They kind of accept her in, they make her stay, they try to make her comfortable in that place, and she befriends Asia. And Asia and Armanush kind of, they're of the same age and they get along very well. Asia takes her around Istanbul, the streets and markets of Istanbul, and explains it so well. They even go and visit her grandmother's place. And not just that, they have a little bit of fun. She also takes her to the cafe where her friends kind of meet up quite regularly. They have some good conversations over there. So that's the main essence of the story is revolves around who her dad is, and that's not revealed till the end, guys. I'm also not going to reveal it. That's the essence of the story. She tries to find it out. She can't. Her mom doesn't tell. Some of the family members know. Most of them don't know actually. Just one of the sisters actually know, but none of them reveals it to her. So that's the plot of the book, guys. I also about the characters. Now, each of the characters have been beautifully brought out. For example, the sisters, each of the sisters, their mother, the mother's mother-in-law, her history has also been brought about very beautifully. Asi and Armanush, of course, the brother of the sisters who is in US, his life has been brought about very beautifully. And her dad's mother, that is her grandmother's, Armanush's grandmother's life also they have described, and her relationship with her dad's family. So all these characters have been described so well, explained so well. Not just that, even Istanbul setting, right? The streets and the markets of Istanbul, the kind of life that they are living, their daily routine, what they do the entire day, what sort of conversations they have, what kind of food gets prepared, the desert, all that has been, beautifully explained. There are instances when you can catch yourself mouth watering with the explanation of the deserts and the food of Istanbul. So you get a glimpse of what Istanbul looks like, and I really, after reading the book, I really wanted to go and visit Istanbul and also read more books about it. So when I was reading the book, I must tell you those were the best hours of my day. I was reading it in my hometown, and that's the reason I don't have a copy with me right now. In my hometown, there's this couch, a very comfortable couch. Every day in the evenings for about 2 to 3 hours, I used to read this particular book. I finished it off in I think in a week's time, and I just thoroughly enjoyed reading the plot, the characters, the way they have described Istanbul, the suspense on in the story, everything is just so amazing, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You must ensure that you're picking up this book and reading it for the next year and are enjoying it. I'm sure you would definitely enjoy this book, and also please recommend it to your friends and family to go about and read it. I'm actually planning to read this. There's another book on Istanbul that I have. It's right over here. It's by this author called Orhan Pamuk, which I bought a few years back, I think, when I was in Bahrain. I'm yet to read it though. Maybe I'll pick it up pretty soon now that I've read this book on Istanbul. So that's about it, guys. This book I give it a rating of about 5 on 5. So please ensure you go and grab this book and read it. And so that's from my end for the year. There are many other books that I read this year, which maybe next year I would describe it. One of some of my favorite ones. And do watch out for my next video, guys, which is going to be very soon, and that's going to be on my favorite books that I've read this year. A few of my favorites, the top books that I read this year. I read a total of about, I think, 20 to 25 books. Out of which I will be picking up about 5 to 7 books, which are my favorites, and I will be describing it to you. So please do not miss out on that particular video for my recommendations on the books that you can pick up. Okay, happy weekend, guys, and wish you a very happy new year in advance. Goodbye, happy reading.